Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
This is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your Alpha Wolf Cherokee. I'm going to walk you around the unit, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. Got your slide in right now. Once it's out, get a good eye for that. Realize how much room you're going to need to get that in and out unimpeded, and preferably some room to walk along the side of it. Also, where your water and power connections are going to be. Your water is going to be toward the front of your off-camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and your power is going to be all the way at the rear. So park accordingly so that you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch work, next thing you're going to do is level your unit. On front of your unit here, have a docking light and a power tongue jack. Down or up, lower or raise your unit. Get your unit level. Should you not have power, you do have a manual override underneath this rubber stopper right here for this little hand crank. Set that in there and you can run this up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts. Check your terminals, make sure them have wiggled loose as you're going down the road. And note you do have these blue docking lights. Once you get unit level, next thing you do is stabilize it. On all four corners of the unit, you have power stabilizing jacks. Simply hit extend. As these run down, I'll note that sometimes one side will run down before the other. And I also want to note and mention stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Put them down. Grab a 4-pack of those. Just run these down to their taunt. Keep an eye on both. Like I said, sometimes one will run down before the other. You don't want to raise or lower the unit. These are stabilizing jacks. You've already got your unit level. All you're trying to do with these are stabilize them. So again, pick up 4-pack of jack pads. You do have a 10% off coupon you can utilize in our store. Run these down, and the ones in the back, once you get your unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, your power is going to be all the way at the rear on your off-camp side over here. Big long 30 amp cord. At the end of that 30 amp, should you need it, there's a 30 to 110 adapter if you need to plug in at home. Where these new ones go on, they go in at an angle and then twist right and then put your black washer on. Get your power hooked up, go ahead and hook up our water. Up here's your docking station. City Water Connect, Fresh Water Connect, and your black tank flush. Let's start with your City Water Connect. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You're always going to want to use this when putting water into your unit. Hook up your City Water connection with your water pressure regulator and your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's go find your hot water heater. Over here on your campsite, all the way at the rear, of course, is our hot water heater. All we're doing at this point is opening it up and making sure our drain plug's back in. Get that back in there nice and tight, and you can go ahead and turn your hose on. Now, after your hose has been on for a while, go inside, turn on your hot water tap. Once water's coming out of there, it's not going to be wet yet, or not going to be hot yet, but once that's coming out of there, you know your hot water heater is full and you can turn it on from indoors. You have an on-off switch right here. Keep that to off unless you're plugged into 110. And then you'll turn it on here as well as indoors. Hot water heater's not working for some reason, come out here and open it up and look and see if either one of these bubbles are up. Simply press it back in for a reset. Now, let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to use potable water. We're going to come back over to our docking station. And just above your city water is your potable freshwater tank. You can simply fill this up with a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. And two, you can go inside and hold your fresh water button down where you check your tanks, and it'll tell you when your tank is full. Just remember, when using your potable water, your fresh water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water, it's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up to camp. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Starting on your off camp side, your big pass-through storage. Again, your water connections. Your black tank flush, we'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Your outdoor shower. Down here is all your dumps. You get 2 dumps on this one. You have a black tanks. A low point drain. That's where you drain your water when leaving the campsite. Your fresh water drain, if you're using potable water, you'll pull that blue handle right there. It's almost in between your tires. And then back here is another black tank. Your power, cable or satellite hookups. This is access to the back of your fridge. Unit's also prepped for a Furion backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store that electronically communicates with this, giving you a device to set on your dash and give you a tow vehicle, or give you a backup camera for the vehicle. Come around here to your campsite. Again, your hot water heater. You see the door does come all the way off. Your rear stabilizing jacks. Outdoor speakers. A vent for your microwave. Set up for TV here with cable and 110. Also, this is your furnace heat release. If you're running your furnace, steer clear of that. It'll get rather warm. And down here is a quick connect LP if you're setting the grill out here. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. So coming up inside your unit, first thing I like to take note of, make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of emergency. Coming into your entry doorway here is your control panel. Starting at the top, your brand new battery. Here's your fresh tank. This is when you can tell when your potable water is full. Your 2 black tanks and 2 gray tanks. Keep an eye on them, dump them as necessary. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Your water heater if you're hooked up to just water heater here. Inside LED lighting, all your lights on in here. And your awning retract and extend. I have it extended right now. Just want to show you. You only want to run that out until you can see that bar, then you know you're out far enough. We're cleaning that right now. And then your slide control, we'll run your slide in when we're done here. Come up here to your thermostat. We'll turn that on here. We'll turn on the air first. That kicked on. Notice when you shut your air off and turn your furnace on, your air will shut off quickly. Now your furnace kicked on. Now when you shut your furnace off, that fan will take a few minutes to shut off. Just raise or lower your temperatures over here. Coming around here. Prep for a TV here. Just want to note up here where your cable plugs in, there's a little button to push to have a green light come on. There's a digital channel enhancer. So if you hook up a TV here before you scan for your local channels, go ahead and press this button in here. USB ports, your Furion sound system. Turn that on. I don't think we'll pick up much in here. So there's your sound indoors. Zoned over here. You can shut it off indoors. Now it's outdoors. Or you can have it play both. AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible. Let's talk about your fireplace. They're not just for looks anymore. You can change the level of the brightness up to 5. So if it's chilly in the morning or in the evening, instead of using up your gas, crank up the heat on this and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. That'll save your gas and heat it up. You have a storage area underneath your sofa, which will jackknife down into a bed. Lift up on the front, pull in from the back. Cup holders as well. Individual lighting over here. Same thing up here. Your dinette, simply lift up on this, your legs will come out. Store your legs in one of these drawers. Set your table down on this lip right here on both sides. Remove your back cushions, put them in the middle. It gives you another bed. Have a pantry with a light here. Your Dinette fridge. Turn that on up here. Push this in, we're on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you'll go to gas. Or lift up on that, and you're on gas. If this gets lit up, then you know that your gas is low. Settings for temperature. Down below your fridge, to the left is your 12-volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mention it's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are leaving for the day and you don't have anything charging up your battery, use your battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. To the right of that, access panel. To your fuses and breaker box. Mostly 15s in there, a 40. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Self-explanatory microwave. Your stove down here does have a light and a fan. Little cover here. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. You have a panel light. When you turn this to light, hit your spark here. When your gas is on, that'll light up. It covers everything up here. So back into your hallway. Oh, I do want to show you where your smoke alarm is. It's right above your recliners. Coming into the bathroom, just want to mention, this is where your 110 with GFCI reset is at. And back into your bedroom. Your lighting for in here is all individual. 110 and USB port on both sides. It is also prepped for a TV back here. Solid backer here. Cable and 110 hook up here. Just want to mention for travel, make sure you have these doors snap back. Not going to move. Make sure this rubber stopper is closed on your shower. Make sure you shut off all the lighting. Well, it covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close it up. So what I like to do is shut off all my lighting in here. And I can see if I have any individual lighting to shut off. I see I've left the panel lights on the stove. Shut that off. Now, most importantly, I'm going to turn the lights back on here so I can point this out. Most importantly, I want you to make sure nothing's going to impede the slide from coming in. Make sure your pantry door is closed. Make sure these drawers are closed. The slide's going to come quite a ways in. If you have your table up or down, just make sure it's nice and secure. Everything's where it needs to be. Come over here to your control panel and hit slide in. You see a slide will come in rather quickly. See the importance of having that pantry door closed. Okay, I'm gonna come pretty close. All right, and our slides in. Let's shut off our living room lights and head out of the unit. Okay, now actually in your unit, you want to make sure this exterior door is open all the way before closing this door. It's still a little wet from them washing, so I'm not gonna open it, lift it all the way, but lift it all the way in. Pull back in that little cotter pin and lock your door in. Lock your steps in. Once your steps are in, close, lock, and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. We're gonna go around, we're gonna bring up our stabilizing jacks. And we're gonna unhook our cable and our water. Once our water is disconnected, we're gonna come around to some low point drains. We'll start with this one. Open up both those if you hooked up to city water. And dump that one right there if you hooked up to potable water. And you're gonna come around to your hot water heater. Remember, this door comes all the way off this time, and lift it off. Lift up on this pressure release valve. That's gonna let water out of here. Remember, that is gonna be hot water, so be careful. Once that's all drained, then you can remove your drain plug. Remember, push this back down, otherwise your door won't go back on. Just sets down a couple buttons down there and closes up like so. Unhook our power, hook up our hitch, and head on up to our dump station. Now remember, you got two black tanks here. You got one here and one back there. What you can do is get a longer, stronger, better dump with a Y on it and hook up both tanks. If not, go ahead and hook up your sewage hose, 10 foot long, hook the other end into your dump station and pull your sewage holding tank. Your right handle, that's going to be your sewage waters. Once that's sounds like it's no longer draining, excuse me, you're going to go ahead and come up here, leave your black handle open, your sewage tank handle open, again with your water pressure regulator, hook up to your black tank flush. Hook this up on there, hook a hose up, and let that run for a good 5 minutes. What that's going to do is it's going to spray all the nastiness out of your black tank. Unhook your hose and water pressure regulator. Close your black handle and pull your gray handle. It's going to be your cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your hose out for you. Come to the back and do the same thing back here. Hook this up, pull that handle. That's going to clean out your sewage hose for you. Come back here, conveniently store your sewage hose in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for the purchase of the Alpha Wolf. Hope you enjoy it for many years to come. Happy camping.